my name is Sarah Lini Raymond. Today, our group will present about multi-domestic KFC. Introduction. Kentucky Fried Chicken is one of the leading fast food franchise concepts of today, present in a variety of countries around the world and has been proficient of long renowned international reputation in multiple continents. Starting in the United States, in the 1930s, it has grown to become a true multi-domestic company. KFC has focused on frozen markets since the 1960s and has initiated a new challenge today in conquering Asia. KFC, known as a Kentucky Fried Chicken, is a chain of fast food restaurant based in Louisville, Kentucky. The Kentucky Fried Chicken was founded by Colonel Harlan Sanders, was born on September 9, 1890 at the age of 65. KFC is currently one of the largest businesses of the global food service industry and is widely known around the world as the face of Colonel Sanders. Every year, over a billion KFC chicken dinners are served featuring the Colonel finger-licking good special recipe. The Colonel has spread his industry to more than 80 countries and territories globally.
Hi, I'm Bernice, so I would like to explain about aesthetic. Aesthetic is used to talk about beauty or art and people's expression of beautiful things. The Kentucky best fast food joint KFC has teamed up with fashion designer and IGO of the brand Human Made and head maker which is Hypebeast Ltd Global Creative Studio on a silhouette collection inspired by American and Nowhere aesthetic.
Religion. KFC franchisee who sell halal chicken to the Chicago or Muslim community filed a federal lawsuit Monday challenging the fried chicken giant policy prohibiting franchisees from making religion's claim about its food. Asfal Wala, owner the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchisee in Illinois, such KFC Corporation in Chicago Federal Court, arguing informants of the policy were the first him to close four of these restaurants which sell halal chicken that permissible according to Islamic law. Example is Malaysia, value in religion. Malaysia is multicultural society with Islamic the dominant religion. As a Muslim country, the food consumed by the Muslim must be halal. Halal food is food that complies with Islamic law or Sharia. Halal stipulates that food consumed by hygienic or not harmful health, free from any forbidden part of animal origin, and free from anything regarded for filth under Islamic law. In addition, meat product must be derived from animal that.
Language. Language is referred as extra system or word, meaning and symbol all aspects of culture. Language includes speech, written character, numerous symbol, and gesture of non-verbal communication. For example, the origin of finger-licking good is the phrase originated from Kentucky Fried Chicken (KFC), a fast food restaurant founded in 1930. Most fast food places have a slogan of some kind that makes it easier to remember that. In 1956, KFC's slogan was the phrase finger-licking good, so the idea with this slogan is that a lot KFC food can be eaten with the hand only. After finish a meal, all the salt and fabric is still on one finger. So instead of washing that off, a person might let it clean, hence the phrase. However, KFC got off the run when it first entered the Chinese market in the 1980s. When the company opens its door in Beijing, the restaurant have accidentally translated in its famous slogan finger-licking goods to a not so appetizing phrase which is eat your finger off. Though the chicken is quite tasty, that's probably not the right message to send in any language.
Asia China. For language is the common language in China is Mandarin, often known as the Han language, which is spoken in the People Republic of China and Taiwan. It is the language favored by the government, education, and media. Cantonese is also commonly spoken in Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, and Singapore. While both languages are Sinotic, that is to say they originate from the Sino-Tibetan language family, they are not mutually intelligible. As China is such a vast country, there are many hundred of dialect difference which do not always render them collectively intelligible. Meanwhile, America United States for language is there is no official language of the United States according to the US government. While almost every language in the world is spoken in the United States, the most frequently spoken non-English are Spanish, Chinese, French, and German. 90% of the US population speaks and understands at least some English, and most official business is conducted in English. Some states have official or preferred languages. For example, English and Hawaiian are the official languages in Hawaii.
Religion in China. China is a multi-religion country. Taoism, Buddhism, Islam, Protestants, and Catholicism have all developed in a culture shaping communities throughout Chinese history. Religion and philosophies are often intertwined in China. Taoism and Confucianism are two examples of philosophical belief in China that also carry a religious element. Aspect of ritual and belief about the arctic life is that independently of the philosophies to create religion aspect to some of China's oldest philosophical beliefs. Religion in America. The United States has called a Protestant nation by a variety of sources. In 2019, Christian percent 65% of the total adult pollution, 43% identify as a Protestant, 20% of Catholics, and 2% as a Mormons, and people with normal religions identify at 29% at the total pollution. Example, American fast food restaurant chains headquartered in Louisville, Kentucky that are specialists in a fried chicken. It is world's second large restaurant chain after McDonald's, which 22,621 locations globally in 150 countries as of December 2019.
Is China's aesthetic, presence and integration and transcendence of objective representations and emotional expression, while the American aesthetic is a quarterly genre searching for poetry that convey in its very composition as well as in the sound, cadence, and possibly even musicality of its work and expression of honesty and purpose.
Social organization in China. First, it refers to the way people related to each other such as extended family and units. Second, it is a system of social position and their relationship and the process by which its resources are disputed. For example, KFC in China have demand a huge amount of managerial resource. Tony Wang needs some management manager who can speak English and Chinese. They might be selected from Singapore or Hong Kong. Many doubts were wriggling in Tony Wang's mind, and he wondered if the venture should adopt a slower approach. His first concern lay with challenges in imposing Western management practice on the employers. They need supervised employers place a particular strength in local management. Social organization in United States. It also refers to a sensitive fundamental organization which is comprised of group and institute. Second, international companies try to understand social structure in the management of foreign operation. They also use social classes to segmenting market and determining market trend. For example, A change in consumer taste and preference among the millennial generation has mostly affected the operation of fast food restaurants such as KFC. The millennial generation include customers who are between 20 to 35 years old. Other disciplines have also documented the impact of American population group to adapting to technological trends such as social media and mobile phone adoption.
Power distance. The degree to which a culture accepts social inequality among its people and a culture with high power distance tends to be characterized by marked inequality between superiors and subordinates, refer to the extent to which less powerful members expect and accept in unequal power distribution within a culture. Power distance is a measurement of employee preference of interaction between superiors and subordinates. Organizational hierarchy. Has a flatter organizational hierarchy. The flatter organizational hierarchy allows more visibility and easier access to management. This promotes a sense of trust and belonging in the employees and increases their motivation toward optional performance. Organizational decision making. The organizational decision making practice at KFC is more decentralized. This means that regional teams have the authority, for example, to localize a global strategy to meet the needs and demands of local culture. Similarly, teams within a regional district or office have the authority to make decisions pertaining to meeting a goal while staying within a prescribed value and norm of the organization. Power delegation. Since KFC has a low power distance and its organizational culture, the company's manager and leaders delegating power without any restraint and concern. The delegation of power increases responsibility and accountability, extends work performance, and increases loyalty and organizational commitment for the employees. Moreover, the delegation of power creates a sense of ownership in employees.
Next is individualism. Individualistic organization focus more on individual achievement, and employees prefer to work competitively with each other for challenging tasks toward similar goals. This is done with the motivation of not only performing better but also for monetary gain where available. Collective organization in turn work more with teams and groups toward a shared goal that must be achieved by working together. FC maintains a harmony between individualism and collectivism in each organizational culture to promote optimal performance in employees as well as for the business grow appropriately. One is privacy. KFC values the privacy of each employee in their workspace as well as personal life. The organization does not encourage an employee's personal matter and give them the needed privacy as and when required and also offer assistance where needed. In 2 years' time, KFC also reduced the time of each employee's all tasks and job activities are planned so that an individual, social and personal life is not impacted and a work-life balance is maintained.
Long-term orientation. Firstly, focus on trade and education. KFC places importance on education and merit of its employees. Not only does that a company hire the best and the most education class for the various positions and jobs, but the company also ensures that employees are continually their learning cycle through job tasks and engagement and training. Secondly, globalization and virtuous. The KFC is equally carefully and mindful about the globalization and cities. The company and just in CRS cities regularly, for example, and a globalization its whole toward the border society in which the operates. The CSR activity of the company are ongoing are carefully planned and executed to present an aim and philosophy of the company. Multi-colonity. Firstly, money orientation. The overall organization culture is driven more the quality of life and quality in life than a workplace. This is compensation based on compensatory factor and benefit and more compensation based on nature of tax allocated. Secondly, egoism. KFC encouraged and promoted our organization culture that less egoistic in nature. This has worked in favor of organization as it allowed skillful women to come to the force forms as well without hurting the team dynamics and employee relationship with the organization. Women are equally celebrated for the achievement just men in an organization are.
Aesthetic offenders. Organizations that have a culture of high aesthetic offenders tend to have a more contrary perspective where the organization have a higher needs to be in control and knowledge of everything. These cultures do not promote innovation and creativity at large and will rather have tightened risk control. First, open to change. KFC encourages a culture internal to the organization that is open to change. The frequent change have allowed the organization to become more adaptable to change in the internal and external environment without affecting the performance of employers. Second, learning and decision-making process. The learning and decision-making process are more open-minded in nature. There is less rigidity and employers are more encouraged to engage in fruitful debate and discussion to weigh the pros and cons of various decisions before reaching a universal decision that is agreeable by all groups present and needed in point. Risk-taking. KFC is fairly busy as a risk-taking organization. The company's ability to take risks highlights its need to explore and benefit from opportunity as well as avoid failure.